Okay, we got Rosa, and we also got Sharice, main event at LCS 18 Purgatory happening on Saturday night at the Goshen County Fairgrounds. Let's talk to Rosa real quick, a local girl fighting out of Panhandle MMA, also do a lot of boxing. Just tell us a little bit about your boxing background. Just a little bit.
I've gotten to train a lot with boxing kids at Maranatha Outreach, so I'm learning a lot. I get to work with a lot of different bodies. The guys at Panhandle, they're well-rounded, so I get to work a lot on my ground game as well.
Now, you do have a title over at Kickdown. Talk to us a little bit about that.
I actually won that fight through a guillotine. I was expecting to knock her out, but somehow it slipped it in, and that's how I won that fight.
A lot of people around here actually know you as the Superman, the Superman punch, knocked out a girl from San Angelo, Texas. You know, I guess what is your best quality as a fighter as well?
I think my best quality as a fighter is my heart and my passion for the sport. I don't necessarily consider myself the best fighter or the most knowledge fighter. I just have a passion for it, and it gives me drive. Now,
listen here, I actually heard a story not too long ago about 5-10 years ago about you. You know, you had a lot of weight on. You went into the gym. Talk to us about that, and what got you into that, and what made that drive?
When I was younger, I actually used to weigh a lot. I was a lot heavier. Let's just say that. I started with running, really. I always had a passion for boxing. My brother taught me how to box when I was younger. When he passed away, it was kind of one of those things where, hey, I should give it a try and actually compete in it. I ended up falling into a team called Final Round Fitness here in Scottsbluff. Just loved it. I loved how they trained hard. They taught me so much. They taught me I was good on the ground just as much as I was good standing up. And then, you know, my weight just honestly started shedding off. I started working even harder with my diet, but MMA helped a lot.
Now, getting into your pro debut with Sharice over here, you know, is this kind of like another debut, even as an amateur? I mean, are you looking at it that way, or you got those nervous jitters like that?
I think those jitters never go away. Okay. I see every fight as a fight. I never take it as, hey, I need to train this way for this one. I study the fighter. I work on what I think I'm weak at and they're strong at. No, I will say that I have been training harder for this one because I feel when you're going to go pro, you have to act like so present yourself as one.
Again, Rosa, we'll talk to her in just a minute again, but Sharice, coming actually from Pine Ridge, you know, just talk a little bit. I mean, got a lot of culture up there, and talk about the actual gym just a little bit at Pine Ridge.
Well, the gym I train at is, it's really great because I actually get to work out with a lot of 16-year-old boys who are usually the perfect size training partners for me, which is kind of a funny thing to say, but I get to work with the wrestling team there at the Pine Ridge High School, and it's just a really great atmosphere. There's a lot of, you know, people are very family-oriented and community-oriented, so I get a chance to interact with a lot of community members because, you know, I know their kids, they do wrestling, and I'm at the school a lot, so that's pretty nice. And the training is really intense. Like I've just always thought nobody works out like wrestlers do. So
doing the 1-a-days and 2-a-days and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's been really great working out with Dave Nishad is my coach, and he runs me through the ringer and gets me in really good shape. So that's and then, you know, I actually took it as a really great compliment the other day. I was rolling with somebody who asked me if wrestling was my base, and actually I just started picking that up in the last couple of years. So wow.
Now
Dave's really bringing me along.
You talked about Dave. Now, is this Dave Senior or is this Dave Junior?
Oh, it's Dave the father.
Okay, the father.
And then
okay.
Bulldog is the son, and
right,
he's a professional MMA fighter from Pine Ridge, pretty well known there. So
does Bulldog ever come over and roll with you guys?
Yeah, definitely. If he's in town, he's at the gym training with us. So he also trains in Sioux Falls. So.
Now, we don't know a lot about your MMA background. In fact, I checked it out online, and there's not a lot about your amateur record. Or did you even have an amateur record?
Well, yeah, I did. But it was primarily in Kansas City, because I lived in Kansas City for about 10 years before moving out to Pine Ridge. So while I was in Kansas City, I had five MMA fights, and then after I moved to South Dakota, I had one, my last amateur fight, which was at in Hot Springs.
And now
So-
you do have you're 1-0 as a pro.
Right.
And coming into this fight, coming to Scottsbluff, I mean, like I said online on our Facebook page, this is kind of a local fight for you guys, because one of the things that I've noticed about Pine Ridge is they're going to follow you, and there's going to be a bunch of people here, which is really cool. That's one of the things that I like about Pine Ridge. Talk about that support system just a little bit.
Yeah, honestly, I've been living in Pine Ridge for almost 2 years now, and I moved there because my partner's from there, and I'm actually Ho-Chunk from Wisconsin. But the people there are definitely like very supportive and super excited about my fights, and I'll be at the grocery store chatting it up with people who are just genuinely interested in how training is going and that sort of thing. And I've heard from a number of people that there's going to be a contingent of Pine Ridge folks coming down, so that'll be pretty nice to see.
And one of the things that I actually learned about you is you are not just an MMA fighter. You are also do a lot of the economic aspect and stuff like that up there at Pine Ridge. Talk to us about that.
So I was working with a school there to develop a entrepreneurship curriculum basically in the high school, so that our young people can start learning about just kind of going out on your own and not being scared to start a business or think more entrepreneurial. And not to say just Native or Indian kids need to be thinking about that. Everybody should be, but it's definitely something that,
It's probably
that I'm interested in.
It's probably also something that they don't get an opportunity to see sometimes too.
Yeah, yeah. So when you're a subset of a subset, you really get, you really don't get the opportunities to see many entrepreneurs that look like you and are from where you're from. So I finished up the project I was working on, and now I've actually started Coca Coffee Company, which it's a fun endeavor. I mean, it's a lot of work, and we're trying to get a lot of support. And we want to. The goal is to have a coffee roaster, a facility that roasts coffee on the reservation. So that's what we're working toward. Right now, we have somebody who roasts the coffee for us, and then we have a brand. So
I'm going to put you both on the spot here just a little bit, just because we have you, in between you. But what can we expect out of this fight from both of you? What have you been working on? What are some of the? I guess don't give us your game plan because we don't want to share that with each other. But what can we expect out of this fight? What can we see from? You as a debut, you want to know. Pro fight, female fight, a lot of hype about that. Even at the UFC level. But what do you think? Think we could see?
Do you want to start? I'll tell you my game plan. No, I'm kidding. No, I think that it sounds like we've both been putting in a lot of hours in the gym and a lot of time in. I can definitely say that I feel like I've done a lot more work on my stand-up for this fight than I usually get to, and some of that is because of I've traveled a little bit to get some training in a couple of different gyms, so that I'm not just focusing on wrestling, especially with it being wrestling season right now. So
now, did you watch tape on Rosa?
Shout out to a couple of the Pine Ridge wrestlers are going to state this weekend. Awesome. So good luck, guys.
Awesome. Now, did you watch a couple of Rosa's fights before you took the fight or anything like that to kind of prepare for this?
I don't know before I took the fight, but I did see one video of the one with the guillotine. So and I think that it's always a good idea to take video with a grain of salt, because every time, that was her last fight, and she's been working on a lot of different things since then, and also will have seen some footage of fights that I've had. So, I think it's helpful, but really it's almost exactly what you said. Like, I just have to think about what are my strengths and weaknesses and figure out how I'm going to allocate my time getting ready for that.
Was it?
I definitely agree. I think we both have been putting a lot of hours. I know I have, absolutely. I'm working with a lot of teams. My cardio is excellent now compared to what it was. Working with Ian helps a lot because he's such a good wrestler. It's amazing. The things that he's taught me are amazing. The support system that we have, I think, is very important. And I think the crowd's really what's going to decide, anything. The crowd gets us going, they give us more drive. So I think for this fight, what you would expect.
Awesome. Very good. Rosa, Sharice, best of luck to both of you. MMA, go out there and check it out Saturday night at the Goshen County Fairgrounds, and we look forward to seeing you.